OpenBlue Employee offers a number of access points to create the tailored end-user experience. We have the Outlook add-in, which seamlessly integrates with your current Outlook workflow, allowing you to create a calendar, invite and reserve a space either through internal downsearch or through a floor plan view. We also have a mobile app that is both Android and iOS compatible. It also works with a mobile device manager or multi-factor authentication for any corporate-issued devices. And that's more for your on-the-go user and ad hoc reservations. We also have the floor plan view or map view, which is for your more visual users that maybe are not as familiar with the names and the amenities of the spaces, so they're able to view a floor plan, click on a space they recognize, and make a reservation directly from the floor plan. Moving to the right-hand side, we have what we call Employee Web, and this was the original access point, but now it's geared more to your scheduling admins. And this allows for managing and reservations and reporting. And then at the bottom, we have our hardware. So we have room panels, which are usually installed outside of conference rooms, indicating the status of the space. We can view the calendar for the day for that space, and if it's available, we can make our reservations. We have a similar offering for desks to indicate space status and make real-time reservations. And then coming down, we have kiosks. These are usually installed front of house or reception. So for visitors or for employees that aren't typically on site, they can come in, badge in, and make a reservation from the floor plan. And then we have sensors. This is part of the process that allows for expediting the user experience. If you have the check-in process, you can check it automatically if the sensor detects presence, as opposed to having to manually check in through one of the previously mentioned access points. We'll start with the Outlook add-in. So from here, double-click to open a new event within my calendar. Now I'm going to populate a header and select my date and time for Wednesday 11:30 to 1 p.m. And then I'll click on the Find a Room icon that pulls in the add-in on the right-hand panel. From here, I'm able to drill down from my region to the location to a hierarchy that is indicative of your portfolio. This is configurable. I'll select conference rooms, and then from here, I can search for specific conference room types as well as resource characteristics. Once I've made my room selection, I can refine further to select the conference room or something that's video enabled. And then from there, characteristics, perhaps I need a window or a projector, also configurable. Click Done. Select my capacity of 5, and then click Search. And once you click Search, that retrieves a list of rooms that I have access to and that are available for the date and time and have the correct capacity. So I can click on the eye to view details about the space, so the image of the space as well as any cleanup or setup times, and then details of the amenities. Even if I didn't search on them, they're viewable here. I'll close that out. I'll click on the link to enter additional details and reserve the space. So here again, high-level details. I can add the total number of attendees in person and remote. This is for your scheduling admin. So it color codes your meetings so that they know what kind of meeting, if they're moving it around, if it's internal or external, and then setup options. We have a couple of different layouts, so if there's different setups that make more sense for your space, so we're going into a classroom because it's lunch and learn, you can do that, and from here we'll click Reserve. So Teams was flipped on, and the 511 demo room calendar was added as an invitee. And then we have the location update as well as the reservation ID. And then from here, you can add additional people. So once I have my confirmed resource, that's going to prompt me to click on the fork and knife icon and to add a service. So from here, I'll put that. And just to bring the pop-up. So from here, the ordering form, you'll see it brings in the information about my meeting, the titles, the date and times, whether it's going to be delivered or picked up in the delivery location. And this can be edited, but it's brought in just to highlight that it helps expedite the process. We'll select catering. It's a lunch and learn. So we'll select the lunch menu. You're able to view any availability or if there's any parameters around ordering. Remember, breakfast orders have to be placed prior to 3 p.m., so you can define parameters, guardrails, whatever you want to call it, for the service providers and for the menus. So we went with lunch, so we'll scroll down through the configured menu. We're going to do 1 sandwich platter, and we're going to include a vegetarian option. So from here, we'll scroll to the top, hit Next. That brings up the billing page. I enter in my account code information. And I'll hit Next to submit the order. And then from here, the order has been submitted. I also have the option to add any catering or AV. I can add additional services. I can click Facilities. And then also again, there's a lead time of 48 hours, and I have options to select for facilities. And then from here, I'm able to click Send. And we can see the Lunch and Learn is on my calendar, as well as within the home page. So here's our Lunch and Learn. The order that we placed when you navigate to our service orders is called Order Processing. So I'll go to Pending to start. I'll hit Search to refresh. We have our Lunch and Learn. As I expand it, I'm able to see details about my order, and then as a service provider, I can accept it or decline it. So I'm going to accept it, and once it's accepted, it's now in processing. And so I'm able to see here that order is available, and I can change the status. As I'm prepping it, and then I can allow it. And then from here, I can expand again to view details, update the status, and then I can mark my order as complete when that's complete as well. And it's removed from here. And then we want to go back to Employee. So that's the service provider section, or what they consider the admin component. And then now for the scheduling admin, we go to that order and then into View Conference Rooms. It's going to be for this week. The other thing we want to show is the Finder and the floor plan that is inside of Outlook. I've invited people, I've got my catering associated, and in a separate reservation, I have the ability to view status of spaces and create reservations directly from the floor plan. So here we can see that the 511 demo room was reserved for the Lunch and Learn. But then I can also see that this room's available, maybe even this space over here. I can click on that. And then it's going to allow me to create a reservation. And so again, you can see details about the space and populate the same information. You can do the drill down where we filter by conference rooms and amenities, or you can access the floor plan from Outlook. Thank you for taking the time to view our OpenBlue Employee Overview demo. If you have any additional questions, don't hesitate to reach out and we will be happy to help you.